So 5.5 years ago, my second day on the job, I went to the Environmental Grant Committee meeting where they were selecting their investees. And Washington Environmental Council was chosen. It was a great entry point for me. The energy in the room as partners made their final decisions, and then to see that excitement continue as partners volunteered and interacted with WEC moving forward. You'll have the opportunity to hear both from Joan and Mike tonight, so rather than tell you how SVP invested in them, which you'll see on the slides behind me, I want to tell you a little bit about their organizations and what we have learned from them these past 5 years. Can folks hear me okay? Do I need to move it? Okay. So WEC works on the most critical environmental challenges facing our state. They have a very impressive body of work. One of the most impressive programs that I'm aware of is their Environmental Priorities Coalition. How many folks have heard of Environmental Priorities Coalition? Great. For those of you who don't know, it's become a national model for how environmental organizations can collaborate around policy issues and create a shared environmental legislative agenda that they can take to Olympia every year. WEC happens to be the key convener and driver of this work. And as you might imagine, that's not an easy task, considering the various stakeholders, interest groups, and perspectives in the field. So how are they able to take this work on year after year and make progress? Well, I can tell you. They have an extremely dedicated and talented staff, a very collaborative, trustworthy, and driven leader in Joan, and probably one of the healthiest staff and board relationships that I've ever seen at a nonprofit. In our first year with WEC, we helped support a multi-month strategic planning process. The staff and board rolled up their sleeves and created a 5-year plan that ended up as their roadmap for program development and really our guide for capacity building support. I've never seen a nonprofit refer and come back to a strategic plan as much as WEC did. At one of our review meetings, Joan mentioned that she even carried the plan with her and consistently pulled it out to help inform her work and her team's work. And that's something we don't really see with or hear from organizations. I wouldn't be surprised if she has it in her pocket tonight. So this kind of discipline, laser focus, and shared accountability from top to bottom is why they've been able to realize so many important successes over their 46-year history. Please join me in recognizing Joan and her team for the work they do to protect and restore the quality of life for all of us here in the Northwest.
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you, Lynn, for the kind words. And oh my gosh, where does 5 years go? It's kind of incredible that 5 years ago we started this adventure with SVP. Lynn asked me to share a story or give an example of our work and how SVP has helped us to succeed. So there have been so many things that have happened, but I'm going to focus on some work that we have done in particular over the last year. Washington Environmental Council's mission is to protect and restore and sustain Washington's environment. And that means working with partners, citizens, organizations, great partners who are in this room, government at all levels, businesses, to keep this place we call home special. These are my twins, Adele and Justin, enjoying Puget Sound on a June evening. And although Puget Sound may look beautiful, the reality of its health isn't so pretty. As population grows, pressures on the sound increase. We have a big problem, and we are all working together to try to solve that. From polluted stormwater runoff to loss of habitat, the pieces of the problem are big and not easy to solve. We need to start doing things better. We need to start doing things smarter. We need better decisions. We need smarter design. We need to start to fix some of the mistakes that we have made in the past. And this takes a lot of money. But you all know that this is not a new problem. People for Puget Sound, SVP investee, have been working on Puget Sound issues for decades. Last year, when they realized that they were going to need to close their doors, instead of letting their mission go away, they came to our board and asked us to take up some of their work. We were honored to do so, and I'm here to tell you tonight about some of the great progress that we have made over the last year and how SVP set us up for that progress. This year's legislative session was the best in more than a decade for Puget Sound. Funds to protect Puget Sound and restore Puget Sound, over a $220 million investment in our sound. And Washington Environmental Council played a leadership role in helping to secure those funds for the sound. So this means that instead of a half-mile seawall in Burien, which you saw up there earlier, the sound will see more restored habitat like here. This also means that instead of water rushing down, or stormwater rushing down storm drains in Bellingham, local government and businesses are partnering to build and adopt rain gardens. Projects like this are happening around the sound because of this investment. Those are just two examples, but there is so much more good to come for the sound. And this past year wasn't just a great year for the sound from an investment perspective from money. It was people investing in the sound. It was a year of building partnerships. We built strong coalitions and worked with different partners, from maritime interests to recreational groups to local governments to tribes. Everyone worked together to help secure this funding, and it was really excited for WEC to be there to help push it along and make it happen for the sound. These relationships are so important as we move forward and continue this work on the sound. Now I get to SVP. Without SVP's support, we would not have been in a position to hit the ground running. As I said, it was just a year ago that the People for Puget Sound board came to us. It was a big surprise. But we were in a place where we could deal with a big, fast change quickly, and we could start making progress again for the sound. Over the past 5 years, SVP has invested in the core of WEC. Lynn mentioned our strategic plan. You invested in that, in a new database, in a strong and healthy board, in a creative, agile fundraising team. You invested in our staff, and all of those things needed to come together at a time of big change for the organization, and they did. We were prepared as an organization to take on something big and new, and SVP put us in that place to do that. So I want to thank you for that. And my example tonight was about Puget Sound and how SVP's work has helped us for Puget Sound, but your investment has also helped us for other important issues, climate issues, forest issues, and improving the health of communities around the Sound. So thank you for all you do, and as I said to folks I was talking to earlier, I call this my graduation night, so thank you.